Hey everyone, Colbert here, and today it's a very special day for me because if we go in my great hole, guys, you're gonna see that I'm all gold except for one spot, except for the force attack percentage there. The day has come, guys, for this to become all gold. My great hole finally, after 1 year and almost 2 months of playing, more than 2 months of playing, I finally have enough points to actually take that great hole to gold. And I'm gonna explain later on in this video what the importance is of maxing out your great hole, where to focus on first in my opinion, and what you should look out for. Since we're gonna go all gold, we need to take the proper protection before we go in, before we make the great hole full gold. So putting on my sunglasses and upgrading my great hole to level 7. So let's go. That's it. This is how I have to look at my great hole from now on, guys. I think yeah, this is definitely much better now. This is what happens when you spend some money on the game and then you max out as many of your great hole as possible. It goes to gold. You need to wear sunglasses when you look at it. I know others have done it earlier than me, of course. I know some people have even maxed out everything, but this is mine and I'm proud of it. So guys, the great hole, before we go in, why you should focus on your great hole. The reason is the great hole needs to be something that you focus on daily. This will upgrade each and every one of your characters basic stats forever, and this will upgrade any character that you gain in the future as well. So if you're a new player, you look at the great hole, then yeah, you need to upgrade every single bit of it, since it's gonna help out all your characters. Let's go and look at a level 1 champion, for example. A level 1 common champion with my great hole. Look at all these additional stats that they have. You go to the great hole section here, you can see that it has plus 94 health, plus 11 attack, plus 7 defense, plus 15% critical damage, plus 50 resistance, plus 80 accuracy. The reason I maxed out my great hole the way that I did, let's go back to it and we're gonna see. I went for accuracy first, and then I went for some critical damage, and then for some defense here. I wanted to go for accuracy first. Why should you go for accuracy first? This is a very big misconception of some players, and I think we should clear it up why you should go for accuracy first and why you should go to level 10 accuracy, in my opinion, first. So we go and look at a character right here. So for example, we look at a character without any gear, so I can make this more clear to you guys. So you see here, Steel Skull is a character that definitely needs accuracy to work with. It's a great poisoner when you go to counterattack, so the more accuracy you have, the better. With the maxed out great hole for him, I have 80 accuracy right off the bat. I put in a 6-star banner on him, and then he immediately goes to almost 170 accuracy. So let me find someone who can actually put a banner on. Let's look at Armager. He definitely needed the additional stats. He needed that additional accuracy for his decreased turn meter to actually work always. I had plus 80 right off the bat, plus 10 from the masteries, and then I needed to focus on accuracy, but I also need critical rate on him, some critical damage, and of course other defensive stats for where I wanted to use him. I do not want to focus on accuracy on each and every other single piece of gear, since I'm gonna be missing that very important speed, critical rate, and critical damage. You need all three, and it's very hard to get all three of those stats when you're progressing through. And since critical rate is not found in the great hole, then you kind of need to focus very hard to get every single one of your 6 items here to have critical rate, so you do not go with critical rate gloves. What I did was I got an accuracy banner plus 96, and then plus 80, and then another 22 from the amulet, and that's a ton of accuracy just from 2 items and the great hole. So the accuracy that I got from these boots were just extra bonus. It took me from 211 accuracy to 231. You need about over 200 to be in the safe zone when you go in the dungeons, and that's where I use Armager. So all my other items do not really have accuracy, and I did not need to try and find items with accuracy, and that's all because of my great hole. Why did I go for other stats in the great hole as well? Since after you reach level 10 in a specific Great Hall, you also get it for Arbiter. You needed to get it for Arbiter. After that point, you need to focus on where it is efficient to go for. So I went, like, I had the bronze level, which is the first 3 levels, and then I went for silver levels, which is the next 3 levels, and then that's where you need to be very picky, because it becomes very expensive to level up each and every one of these Great Halls. So what do you do when you have to make these choices? You need to focus on your teams. Where are you lacking? Is accuracy a spot where you're missing? Because you probably have accuracy at level 10 on magic first if you're going for Great Hall. Then you might go for force, then maybe void, and then the final usually is spirit in terms of accuracy. All the other stats are not that important, in my opinion, for a beginner player. But as you progress through, you're gonna see that critical damage helps out with your teams in terms of farming more quickly. Critical damage in the magic section here, and the magic affinity gives that Royal Guard a ton more damage, so he can clear much faster and much safer, I would say, since he won't have a chance to not do enough damage when you got maxed out critical damage. And the same thing is with void if you're using skull crowns, for example. So why did I go for defense here? The reason that I went for defense there was I was at a point during my gameplay where defense on my force champions was very important. I did not have an unkillable team, and having my force champion survive the longest in the clan boss was the most beneficial to me, and that was because I had 4 force champions and 1 champion who was not force. So the most benefit for reward was going for me to go for defense. So maxing out their defense meant that every one of them would survive just a bit longer, and then that would mean more damage. More damage would mean less chance for me to not do the clan boss in more keys that are required, so I would actually save gems and also get maximum rewards. So that was my thinking when I went for defense. And of course, right now that I'm using an unkillable setup, this is when I thought, okay, I should not go for any more defensive stat. I should go for straight offensive stats, which are gonna benefit me in the arena. This is the section that I'm focusing on right now, and ideally I would go for critical damage and resistance. I think I will finish up first critical damage and then go for resistance, as this will give me that additional little bonus of resistance, which is quite needed since everyone else probably already has accuracy. So basically you're trying to level up the playing field when you go to level 10 resistance, since everyone already has level 10 on accuracy. You need the same in resistance, so you just focus on your gear after that. So it's kind of weird, but the problem here is, guys, I know you're gonna say it down in the comments, is how do you farm the Great Hall and get all these points? Of course, it's when you buy refreshers, but that's not the only thing. You need to be farming gold 4. I know how hard it is to reach gold 4 now compared to 1 year ago, 6 months ago. It is much harder now, and you can see it even from my win to loss ratio. I used to have over 90% win to loss ratio, although to be honest, it's my team that's the issue here, that I only have 85%. The best way is to go for a nuke team. What that means is you're gonna focus on farming those points as fast as possible, and when you do that, it means it won't be such a burden to your schedule during the day to do all the fights that are necessary, and also use your +5 and +10 refreshes to go on. So if you do all those and get an 80% win ratio, so let me get a calculator going, let me do this. So when you get 10 fights every single day, and it refreshes with 1 token every day. So no, you get 15 every day, and then it refreshes for 1 token every hour. So it's 10 +5 plus 24 at best. So you got all those battles you can do in 24 hours, and that's a ton of battles. I guarantee that you can do most of them if you've got a fast team like mine. So this was actually a slow run. So all those arena fights at an 80% win ratio, you're gonna win 30 fights, let's say, a day, times 4, which is the most you can reasonably farm at a good win to loss ratio. So that's almost over 100 medals every single day. It means every week you can focus on almost getting a level on those gold Great Hall on those gold levels in the Great Hall. So focusing on your team, focusing on a nuking team will make your life so much easier. You do not need to farm gold 4. You can farm gold 3. You can farm gold 2. This should be your goal after you have a very good clan boss team, which is the most efficient for what characters you have. So if you can max out Nightmare Chest, then yeah, go and try and do your best with the Great Hall until you get maybe that champion that's gonna make it easier for you to progress through in the clan boss and go to Ultra Nightmare. So with the teams that we have right now for Ultra Nightmare, it's almost so easy to get it. So like a Maneater and a Painkeeper makes it like a 3-key Ultra Nightmare. It didn't used to be the case. We didn't used to have this kind of teams available. We mostly had to depend on having a counter attack team, and then good poisoners, good stats on everyone, defensive stats, and then hoping that you can reach a 3 and a 2 key with those. So not everyone now has a counter attacker. So those Maneater, Painkeeper teams actually made it so much easier now to get Ultra. And of course, if you don't have those, then I mean, yeah, there's other setups you can do for the clan boss. But for arena, guys, focusing on accuracy is where I think was the best area for me to go on. Then I would say if I had a reset button now for the Great Hall, then I would go for I don't know, I would go for critical damage and then leave everything, probably HP and defense I would leave there, and I don't know, I would probably focus on critical damage. But again, the reward to cost ratio here, it's so high once you reach level 6 that you basically have to go level 6 to everything, because it's definitely more worth it. The silver medals are worth nothing when you're farming gold, so gold medals are much harder to get compared to how much of a difference, you know, up to level 6 can make. So getting everything to level 6 when you're farming you know, arena in the gold levels is much better. Yeah, so guys, this is not a definite guide for the Great Hall. Of course, if you have a different idea or a focus on the Great Hall, if you already have it maxed out, leave it down in the comments below. I want to hear your opinion. So I'm still wearing the sunglasses. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and of course I'll see you in the next one. By the way, guys, I'll be streaming on tonight on Twitch, so be sure to come over and say hi. Yeah, I'll be streaming for the next couple of hours. I'm gonna be finishing up the fusion for Contra is the name. Yeah, I'm gonna finishing up the fusion and trying out other setups, so come over and say hi. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you in the next one. See ya.